Good morning, Kelly Green, product manager for XLR Boost. And today I'm going to show you some great features of one of our products. We're now inside the XLR XF16 built by Boost. So what this floor plan and the unique features that it has is, first off, you see this massive 16-foot garage. So from the edge of this cabinet back to your back doors, you got 16 foot of storage. When your slide room is all the way in, you've got 72 inches of storage from the edge of that to the side. And then unique to this year, model year 23, we started to put in an actual fold-up step so you can bring in your side-by-sides, and that cutout, when the slide-out's coming in, actually goes all the way around your front tire. That allows you to have up to 78 inches of storage across in this bad boy. Let's go ahead and go to the back and start where some of these great features of a toy hauler begin, which is your ramp and your gate on the outside. So this ramp is built by Lippert. So if you ever forget these details that I'm telling you about, there's always stickers on the ramp that tells you all the weights that are on it. So in this up position, it's actually rated for 1,500 pounds. So you want to distribute that weight across. You don't want to put 1,500 pounds, of course, on one side or the other. So you always want to distribute weight in regards to toy haulers. When the ramp is actually down in the loading or the static position, it's rated for 3,000 pounds or 1,000 pounds per tire. Model year 23, we actually made a little bit of a slight improvement on the gate. What that means is we actually put magnets in and we actually layered the gates, so it actually is a little bit thinner. So it's important when you're using your 16-foot of garage to use all that, what we call beachfront property, and get the maximum width in your loading. So you're actually stacked. You've got a button, in case you forget, you got a reminder on there, and it actually telescopes and slides into position. So there's your locked position. Undo your magnet, bring your gate across, put your gate in the slot, and bring your handle across. And now you're safe and secure, and you're able to bring chairs and do anything on your VP party deck out here with your friends and family. Another additional, all that is also standard for model year 23. LED lights across, backup camera prep. For this year also, if you wanted to add a manual awning to come out over your VIP deck, that's an additional option for this year. These 3 seasons doors are an option for this year. So if you want to keep all the bugs and air conditioning in for this year, you actually have doors that come closed. You got screens on the top. If you're getting into the heat and the cooler weather, either way that you want to keep in, you got panels in that slide up all the way, so then you got glass both on the top and on the bottom. And again, for loading, they move out of the way. For securement, they just pop into that. And then one cool feature about these doors also, so say during certain times of the year you want your doors, certain time of the years you don't want the door, and you might want to just take the magnetic screen that comes standard on it and put it on with a zipper on the inside. Very, very easy to take these 2 screws up in the hinge, pop those out. You see the arrow, you just gently pop that door up, pull it back, and those doors are out. Doesn't even take maybe 5 minutes to remove these doors and put the doors back in. So, and again, nice header that we use that's insulated, and it actually goes all the way up to our ceiling that's insulated. Some competitors buy a smaller one that only goes part way up, and then they build a wall that's not insulated, letting some of your efficiencies for your cooling and heating out into the weather. Now moving on to the inside, this is what we call a sleep and store on the top and a sit and sleep on the bottom. And what's unique to these features, one, because I know there's a little bit of frustration, we want to teach you how to actually use these seats. So the easiest way to put it back up in the seating position is grab your rollover fabric, grab the back, and easily move it because what some people do is there's a rail here for the frame and they keep trying to lift. Trying to do it that way is going to frustrate you very much on making it an easy transition from a seat to a bed. So also with that, this year we partnered with Cass Hudson on this bracket that goes against the wall. So when you're sit and sleep, you got a camber bracket here on each side. So you want to loosen that on this side. That side's already loose. And then you're just going to grab underneath and see how that easily slides. And what that allows you to do now is both those come together and make your big bed on the bottom. Same as if you ever didn't want the doors, these 4 wing nuts have posts that are into 2x6s built into this wall for your backer. You spin those wing nuts off, you can take this whole bracket and these rollovers off so that they're not in your way for if you've got something else that you want to load that needs the maximum width, which would be 98 inches from wall to wall in the back of your unit. Go ahead and grab, got your cord, and that's what you look like when you're in the storage mode on a sit and sleep. On the sleep and store overhead, this is a manual system, so you don't need any electronics to run it up and down. It's on a strut system. It's got a nice handle that you can reach up and pull. Nice easy motion up and down. Same with the front. Nice easy motion. And now you're in the sleep mode. So you've got basically a 98-inch wall-to-wall bed that's up there that's roughly 58 inches, the same as your rollovers below. So 2 nice sleeping areas in the garage area. And then if you want to put it back up, you just go in reverse. And again, you want to be a nice, easy push. And then I wouldn't want to forget safety features. So when you're on the road, you got pins that you pin up, and that's what holds your bed in the up position while you're going up and down the road, just like your Velcro cables holding it. Added to this year, we used to have a puck light. It really bothered me while I was playing cards because it would get me right in the eyes and blind me. So we went to nice, soft, white light LEDs this year right underneath the brackets of the Cass Hudson. So it gives you plenty of lights to be back here entertaining or playing cards or playing games and just enjoying the RV lifestyle while you're camping. Moving forward, nice easy motion into a seat. So now you got cross conversation, you got cross ventilation. This year we went to roller blackout shades instead of day-night shades, which is an awesome feature. Actually keeps your energy and your heating and your cooling from escaping through your windows and blocking that and bouncing it back in. Garage chairs this year, special note on those. Here you see Euro recliners. You might actually see just stationary rockers also this year. We're still having supply chain issues coming from our import suppliers. So here you see Euros. They could possibly be rocker recliners. So, but each have the XLR logos in them, have the great styling, and both styles are extremely comfortable. Awesome upgrade with our partners from Furrion. So this is part of your Furrion package. So this year on your 102 wide big fifth wheels, you actually get upgraded to a 16 cubic foot 12 volt refrigerator. So this is your travel lock. So going up and down the road, that is what stops your food from falling in and out and pushing the doors open. Just opening this bad boy up, that is how much massive space that you get with this refrigerator. And wow, that is actually already cool. And we've been in here for maybe 30 minutes and I think I saw on there that we were already at 0 degrees. So that's a pretty awesome performance. In the old days on your gas electrics, you had to have those fired up for about 5-8 hours before you could even start loading them and they would begin to cool down. So awesome feature. 16 cubic foot refrigerator. Still moving into the standard Furrion package equipment. 3 burner cooktop. with the glass cover, so that extends your countertop space. Awesome, great pattern. Definite good space in between the burners so that you get different style pots. Go back to the LED lights. So there are, again, safety features on this. When a burner is actually lit and on, the blue lights go to red lights. So it's always an indicator too that you've got gas flowing or a burner on, which is a nice plus. Your igniter for your 17-inch oven. Good size for a pizza or chicken nuggets, or take the grate out and you can definitely fit a small turkey in there too for Thanksgiving if you're hosting in your RV. 0.9 microwave, good space, good power for everything you need to do for your reheating or quick cooking. Love the redone kitchen in here. So on this model, we actually extended this space in prep space. You've got your dish rack or your sink cover, dual purpose for your stainless steel sink. Gave you more storage and shelves both on the end of this cabinet and on the end of your slide out cabinet. Shelves for your knickknacks. And then we upgraded the backsplash this season, so hope you like the design. Went a lot lighter with our countertops, wood grain, and went to a darker black hardware for contrast, along with the black residential faucet. Plenty of drawers. So you got 3 big drawers here, pots and pans drawers underneath your oven there that I mentioned. Plenty of storage underneath your sink. Don't worry about the panel that's off there. I left that for a different video when we're going to go over some winterization. So look for that video coming at you soon. And plenty of overhead storage. So you got overhead storage here and there. So every boost is going to come prepped, TV prepped. We got out of selling TVs because Walmart and Target, and they're just too brutal to compete against. So you guys can buy your own TVs at the more cost-effective price. But what we do give you is we give you the plate to mount that TV to, and the plate that's already mounted into the backer for you. All your essential hookups to plug that in. And then give you just the storage for any games or DVDs and everything that you want to play or bring with you. And then we give you the Furrion HDMI 2-zone radio that you can Bluetooth to. So very, very simple to go into your Wi-Fi settings, get hooked up. There's an app that you can control the bass and the tone on it. And very intuitive on the top for your source, whether you want to Bluetooth, whether you want to put in a movie or a USB, because there's video wires on the backside of that radio that come out, AM, FM, and then again, you've got 2 speakers on the inside for zone 2 and 2 speakers on the outside of your unit for zone 1 that you can play independent of each other, or if you don't want your kids playing with it, you can actually cheat and put both of them off, and then they don't know why the radio works. So awesome, powerful little radio that comes with it. One thing I forgot to mention in regards, it's got a 35,000 BTU heater on this unit. All the heat actually comes through ducts up through the cabinets. All your air conditioning is coming through a ducted system that's in your ceiling. The ACs are 15,000 BTU ACs this year. So we were 14.5 the previous year. A lot of my competitors are still at the 13.5 trying to save that money. We would rather give you the most comfort and go as big as we can in the price point that we're offering you. So the other great feature, a lot of other of my competitors have you going around the unit trying to find all the switches. We give you this nice small monitor panel that's putting all the switches and the brains of the operation all into one area, so that, and they're all labeled so that you know what they are and how they operate. And then again, for your pantry storage, I mean, there's just a lot of storage in this 32XLRXF16. So moving up to the upper deck. some of the features that you see here. This is what we call a ram air force vent. So always on the door side, you're going to have one high. Always on the off door side back in the garage at the lower level, you've got one low. You're going to open that either direction on however you want to pull the air in and out. What that does is it creates a suction and a swirl that pulls any fumes or gases that you might have if you got an older toy that's leaking fumes, or if you got an open container that you want to carry with you. All those fumes then are evacuated by the time you get to your destination, because you got your ram air vents. When we get to the outside, we'll show you a 5.5, which is an optional feature on Boost. It's a generator with inverter technology. Very cool company, and it's powered by Yamaha. So we'll go over those great features on the outside. On the roof, you can't see it, but it is equipped with a 200-watt solar panel by GoPower. Coming down to here, we've got what we call a 30-amp monitor. So this is the brains of the operation in regards to how you see it. A lot of analytics and a lot of computer chips go in it. We're currently plugged in, so I mean, it says that we've got 13.6 volts available because that's our converters putting out 13.6. If we weren't plugged in, it would actually show you probably about 3.8 amps with all the lights and everything that I've got running right now, and then be just trolling right off the battery. What's cool about this, and why we went to a 30 amp monitor panel rather than the 10 that's available, is the monitor panel, or I'm sorry, the solar panel that is up on the roof compatible with this 30 amp puts out about 8.5 amps. So you're able to roughly add two 200-watt solar panels of capacity, if that's what you want, to this monitor panel before you've got to spend any more money in regards to the monitor panel. And this is the costly piece of the system. Same, keep in mind, as you grow on your solar panels, you're going to have to grow on your battery capacity to be able to store that. And then we always get the question, you know, is the converter compatible with lithium batteries? Am I able to use lithium batteries with my solar panel? There's a battery type here that if you hold, and it's not going to like it because we're on glass mat, but you hold that down and it allows you to go through calcium, lithium, gel, and then back to glass mat, which is what we have on it right now. So you've got 5 different categories of batteries depending on what your preference is in regards to the battery. We put on a glass mat battery really for the dealers so that they can run the slide rims out, demo the solar, show all the lights. It's not meant for a battery for you to use long time. So ensure when you're buying your RV that you talk about the upgraded batteries and what you want on your unit, rather than the disposable one that we put on it just for demo purposes. Moving into the bathroom, again, we put in an awesome accent wall that we have down in the living area to pump that up and dress it up and give you some contrast, and again with your lighter wood, your darker hardware. And we use a stainless steel sink. Some of our competitors are plastic, both in the kitchen and in their bathroom, but not us. So this is a cool feature by XLR. So on the inside, we have what we call the football. I like to refer to it kind of like a sleep number bed for his and her comfort. So we have a tankless water heater, 66,000 BTU tankless water heater. So as long as you've got a water source and you've got LP gas, you've got basically endless hot water. And how that works, just like a sleep number bed, if I'm in there, I probably want it at 102. If Mrs. Green is in there, Mrs. Green wants it at 124 and coming out like a lobster. So what's awesome is when I say 124, that's 124 degrees coming right out of the shower head. So you don't have to go in there and you don't have to mix your water anymore. You don't have to waste your water if you're trying to conserve water while you're boondocking or dry camping. So 102, it's 102. 124, it's 124. So you turn on the hot water spigot and that's what's coming out, provided that you got that water source and you've got your LP source. You've got a nice foot flush toilet, and then also we give you a 3-panel glass shower door in every 102 wide fifth wheel Boost. And then you also have your skylight in the shower. For people that me, I'm roughly 6'2", so it gives me the height to be able to pull my cord up, not have to bend over, and be able to wash my hair and do everything that I want to do. And you got plenty of room to move around in your shower enclosure. So plenty of room too here to change clothes, so it's not a small bathroom on the XLR Boost. Moving into the bedroom, you pick up your second slide on the 32XLRXF16. So what we love about this is that you actually get cross wind, so you can get cooling at night if you don't want to be running your air conditioner on a vented window on this side and a vented window on the opposite side. It does have a second air conditioner. This is optional. And fifth wheels, where you're tall enough to actually reach the controls, you don't have a digital thermostat. The controls are actually on the AC itself. And again, that's a 15,000 BTU Furrion air conditioner versus last year that was 14.5. And then you've got wardrobe storage there, wardrobe storage here, 5 drawers for plenty, USB chargers for your phones, shelves for your phones, and plenty of lighting and room to move around the bed and make the bed. And then again, the upgraded roller shades for this year, your second TV prep in the bedroom also. So you got your hookups up on the ceiling, you got your backer in the wall, and you got your backing plate that comes with it that can hook onto the TV of your choice. And that's what we're going over today on the 32XLRXF16. Those are the interior features. So now we're on the outside of the 32XLRXF16 by Boost. This bad boy, like anything else that we do, we start with our frame and our platform. We will put our frame and platform and the engineers at Norco against anybody else in the industry on building the top-notch frame, not only by strength, but also by durability of the eco finish product that they put out. And then what we love about them is they also partner with MORryde for their pin box. So every fifth wheel that you have in the Boost family, whether it be a 102 or a 96 Micro Boost, comes with an 18,000 pound rated pin box by MORryde. So why do you ask? Why do I tout this? Why do I say that it's better than everybody else? This frame is choosy. Norco is very, very picky on the steel that they buy. They purposely buy a steel to a certain grade that doesn't have all those fillers in it and actually keeps the strength and the integrity of the components that they build. And that's what they build. They actually build components. So your frame is actually in sections built like a tractor trailer or a locomotive or an airplane, and fastened together with the strongest engineered bolt that we know of, called a huck bolt, that rivets basically that frame together and gives it its integral strength. So you can't go wrong with buying a Boost that's on a platform built by Norco Industries. So just on the front of the Boost and some of the features that you have on the exterior, first you just start with this awesome sexy cap. So our cap, this is probably our 4th year that we've been using this cap. We've gone through definite generations of it. You've seen us paint it black. You've seen us put just decals on it. This year, for improvements and upgrades, we still kept the eyebrow with the LED lights, and we go blue because blue doesn't necessarily draw as many bugs as the soft white. So soft white on the inside where you're reading and using your computer and your phones and it eases on your eyes, but we're actually going with blue on the outside to keep bugs and things away from your RV. If you move in, these are actually not just decals, it's actually almost like an automotive wrap. So it's a higher grade of a decal. It actually has an imprinted feature in it, so that gives it a little bit more of an upgraded design. So when you're at the park, you can be a little envious of the people in your price point, because all they're gonna have is flat stock and just a few colors on it given their design. And it also comes with a longer 5-year warranty rather than a 3-year warranty on those decals, coming from a company called BGS. So moving then underneath, a couple things going on here. Actually, there's a lot going on here. So the first thing, because we partnered with Norco and BAL on the frame, it has actually allowed us to drop the frame and move the generator down. That allows us to get about 25% more storage in your gooseneck area, so that you can put fishing poles in here, or bottled water, or really chairs or whatever else that you can think of that fits in that area, with access not only through both your pass-throughs, but also with this storage door that we give you underneath. You've got your docking light here, you got your landing light here. That's your vent for your battery compartment so that gases don't build up there. Lifting your generator door back up and clipping it. This is what we talked about on the inside. So this is an optional 5.5 NPS generator powered by Yamaha. So it's got inverter technology. So what does that mean, Kelly? Does that mean that I actually get an inverter that's taking battery power from 12 volt to 110? No. If you want an inverter, there's an additional option on Boost that you can order one that's a 2,500 watt inverter that will take your battery capacity and turn that into 110 volt on your general circuits. What inverter technology on a generator means is that they've used that technology to use RPMs and spikes in regards to the Hertz cycle, so that it is a lot softer on when you've got electronics plugged in, say your computer or your phones. It's not wearing them out in the old days of the power and the RPM spiking up and down. This actually will RPM up and keep that power in a flatter line, giving true cleaner power to the end user. The second thing that I love about this generator is that it has a patented cooling system on it. So the guys from NPS put it in their own RV, went out to Death Valley, tested it for 35 days in those atrocious temperatures, and didn't have any failures or brownouts. So it has a better cooling system on it, and that's actually patented for just NPS and Yamaha. Operates just like you've seen other generators. You got to prime, then you got to start. If for some reason you want to be enjoying maybe some beverages in a chair, or just cooling or chilling out, it actually has a key fob that comes with it too, that you can be sitting in your chair and do those same functions as that switch there. You can prime it and you can start it all from the comforts of your chair. And now let's just say worst case scenario, that for some reason you've got a battery cell or batteries that are going flat. Nobody has a car charger or anything to be able to help you out, and you feel like you're stuck and you're on your own. You're not. It actually has a pull start. So you can actually start this generator just like you can on a lawnmower or a snow blower, and fire it back up, and in 10-15 minutes it's going to have everything in this RV powered back up, charging back up, and ready to go, and it's not going to leave you stranded. And honestly, I probably should have started with that, because I think that's probably the best feature of this generator and what sets it apart from everybody else. Just a quick, in your battery compartment, you got plenty of room in your battery compartment next door. If you wanted to add, probably up to 6 batteries would fit if you stacked them in that battery compartment. That's also the compartment that you've got your mini breakers that reset from your converter. And then if for some reason you ever have a spike with your truck connecting to your pigtail and your landing gear disable, that also has an inline fuse that's in a red holder in there too. So that's where you want to go look. Moving to the exterior here, on the door side of the unit, 20-pound LP bottles. We use 20-pound LP bottles rather than 30-pound LP bottles, because if you're camping on a Sunday, or on a day that the local LP store for some reason isn't filling LP tanks, a 20-pound LP bottle, normally you can go to any gas station, any Lowe's, any Menards, Home Depot, and you can trade that tank out and be back up in camping. So we just feel the efficiency of that. We use a split bottle system, so you got a 20-pound LP bottle here, you got a 20-pound LP bottle over there, each one having a single stage regulator on each side that makes sure that you've got the right water column coming into all your appliances. Coming through the pass-through, first thing, we are using magnetic catches that our competitors are not using. So when the door's up on doors that you want to stay up, they're not falling down on your head. You do have a lot more pass-through storage, but this is the table that we didn't talk about in the sit and sleep on the inside. So you got a foldable two-leg table that goes in between those two rollovers so that when you're entertaining or playing cards, you've got it for accessibility. You can either store it in here, or a lot of people just store it on that top sleep and store bed and then send it up to the ceiling. Inside here, you got two lights, both are motion sensor. So you can turn those to the motion sensing. As soon as it feels a presence, they pop on, and after about 2 minutes of not sensing a presence, they'll pop off. And then for the heart of the battery, so that you don't have a bunch of radio memory or LP leak detector draining down your battery, you've got a disconnect in here that you can actually switch and power to the off position. Backing up, get a good picture of the Edge awning by Solar Awning. Couple things that I love about this awning. First off is for some reason, if you have a battery failure and you're not able to get a battery pack up to the two wires to the motor, and the motor just isn't working, there's a grommet on the very top of the head of the awning that you can pop that off, and with a 7/16 ratchet, you can actually ratchet that awning all the way back in, and then mechanically you don't have to strap it down because you've ratcheted it in and the motor is actually still holding the awning where it needs to be in case of a failure. The other thing I love about it is that it actually has struts already built in. We've moved this in a little bit, but the strut will actually, when water builds up on it, if you leave and a storm creeps up on you, it'll actually automatically tilt that awning and it'll dump the water to one side or to the other, and you don't have to remember to tilt it or hold it in place. If you are chasing the sun, it does have the ability to adjust itself and leave it in that tilted position, but it's not a necessary when you have the strut. It'll actually rain the water to one side or to the other, so just keep that in mind, that if you got a trash can or maybe the pet on the outside of the awning and you leave, it's going to dump. So moving down, we talked about the speakers on the inside. All the speakers are marine grade, both on the inside and on the outside. These happen to be JBL speakers. We also use Furrion speakers from time to time, but you'll always have two of them on the inside, two of them on the outside. Both are zoned to themselves. Coming to the entry door. The entry door is one of our great features too. We tend to not remember or talk about it, but what we love about it is its friction. So it's got friction built into the hinges. So if a storm, you got your door out, storm blows up, 15 to 20 mile per hour wind, it's not slamming up against your coach and doing damage both to the door or to the unit itself. Very robust screen door that's built into it. You got both a deadbolt and then a key lock. So, I mean, it gives you additional safety and security at night too with having that deadbolt. We didn't cover it while I was on the inside, but one thing I do like to say, if you're out cruising and you're on a dealer's lot and you want to know what all the specs are, and if you go over to the Fed tag, that sometimes can confuse you about all the axles. I mean, the main two things that you normally want to know is, hey, what's the overall weight of this unit when it's dry, and how long is it? So on every tag that we put on the inside of our entry door, it'll tell you what the carrying capacity is, it'll tell you what the dry weight is, and it'll tell you what the length of the unit is. Second year for our Sure Steps from Moride also. The thing we added in this year is the nice little blue boost, powder coated and laser etched in our name. What we love about these steps is that very versatile, very easy to use. If for some reason you've got a floor plan that you actually want to remove these steps, there's 2 pins right here that go into the hinge. All you got to do is pull these pins in, and that whole step actually removes right out and just leaves the hinges. You put the hinge back in, put your pins back in, and you're ready to go. You got this nice lock that just bumps up against the frame of the door that keeps it while it's going up and down the road. And then the greatest improvement that I really love those guys from Moride for is that now you've got this little latch that if you're wanting to adjust on ground, you don't have any pins that you have to pull anymore. You just push that latch in, and you can adjust your legs up and down right to the terrain of wherever you're at. So moving on from the door, I will ask you about the spring hangers. So moving down on these spring hangers, if you can move in real close here, this is what I was talking about in regards to a fastener called a huck bolt. If you look at this spring hanger and you look at any of my competitors, there is more metal content in a beefier hanger there than what you're gonna find on any others in my price point out there. So I just love the Norco frame and why it is just that much above what I have going on in my competition. An additional feature that we have in regards to the running gear is every year we try to keep moving and improving our game in regards to safety. So this year we went with a company called TST on tire pressure monitoring system. So not only, and the system is actually bands. So there are bands in our radial tires with a little cap that has a yellow tire system on it. There's a monitor that's going to come with the unit that you can program not only to your RV, but if you want to program it to your, side-by-sides or your motorcycles, it's upgradable to like almost 50 different units off of one monitor. And what that does is it's going to tell you the heat of the tire, and it's going to tell you the pressure of the tire. So tire failure should be a thing of the past. Not saying that you're not going to get screws or nails or have a failure, but you're definitely going to know about it well before your tire blows out or overheats or goes flat on you, and that you have nowhere else to go, and that you feel like you've put yourself in a bad situation. So tire pressure monitoring system comes standard on every single Boost and Micro Boost in model year 23, and we're happy to partner with TST on that. So moving then on the outside, we talked about TV prep on the inside. There is a TV prep on the outside, but we don't put a plate on the outside. So we're just kind of assuming that if you're moving from the inside, you're either gonna pop your TV off in your bedroom, in your living area, and you're gonna move it out to this plate on the outside. This is something near and dear to our hearts. So, and it's kind of a slam that we put on our competition. So the D-rings that our competition uses for the inside for your valuable toys is the D-ring that we use for your pets. So we actually use 5,000 pound D-rings on the inside. This D-ring is rated for 2,500 pounds. So it's just something for us to remember that we are a toy hauler company that only builds toy haulers. So there are unique features that we put into ours that are above and beyond what our competition even begins to think about. So anyways, that's the leash lash. It actually does give a good purpose. It gives you good range for the pet to get underneath your awning or underneath the unit while you're out and about, or just keeps them safe at the campground rather than roaming around. On the back side of it, this is a optional leveling, so either retract it up and down. It's not meant to lift the unit, it's just meant to stabilize the unit. So that's your button feature. Your standard would be is you would have a crank or a 5/8 socket that you would put on a cordless drill to run up and down. Moving around the back side of it, again, nice powder coated, laser etched logoing that Moride did for us. Soft blue LED lights, so if you're back entertaining on the back patio, you're not drawing bugs to your attention. You got a standard ladder to get up on the roof and do all your maintenance that is required up on the roof. We say every 90 days or change of seasons, at least get up on your roof and inspect it and make sure that everything's good here. On the inside video, you saw me pop that open for the ram air vent to create that suction and swirl on the inside. This is the one that's low that you would open also to get that. Where we plug our power cord in, every 102 wide Boost comes standard with a 30-gallon fuel pump. So you've got a pump just like you would have at a gas station. You've got a 30-gallon fuel cell underneath there to carry that gas, and it's got an intuitive pad on there that turns that on and off with a little bit of a trick to it that we won't go over on the video so that thieves can't steal your gas. Laminated, high gloss exterior sidewalls. So very well insulated. The gel coat itself is actually poured in one mold and poured in a mold, so it's one big piece, much like you would find like in a boat industry. And then now on the backside of this, we come into an area that's got a lot going on also. So we already mentioned the Furrion tankless hot water heater. The only reason that I gently opened this up is on the inside, as much as you have the ability to turn your temperature up and down like a sleep number bed so that he and her are getting their functions, there's actually a little bit of a gas lever in here too that gives an intuitive, you know, if you move it this side, it's a little less, and this side, it's a little more. So depending where this comes into play, depending on what altitude you're in, you might have to come out here and adjust your gas flow a little bit to be able to achieve those temperatures that you're asking for on your football. So if you're a little unhappy with what temperatures you're getting on the inside, come out and check your gas flow out here, and if you need to increase it a little bit because of your altitude, then you have the ability to do so. But again, 66,000 BTUs of hot water as long as you've got LP and a water source. 35,000 BTU heater that we went over with the heat coming through the cabinets. What's also nice about Boost on the outside is we just don't have a single coil, just cold water shower on the outside. So if you've been mudding all day and mama doesn't want the kids and you inside, you actually have a hot and cold shower out here, and the ability to wash down on the outside before you bring any of that mud back on the inside. Cable hookup, satellite hookup. So if the park gives that to you, or if you got a portable satellite that you carry with you, that's where your hookups are going to be on the outside. You've got a city water connection, so what that means is you're going to want to come with a hose with a regulator to that. And the reason why I say a regulator is we test everything to this for failure up to 80 PSI. We would like not to see more than 40 PSI at any given time running through your water line so that the integrity of all your connections and the piping stay true. So you can't control what's coming out of a water tower or out of a town or out of a well. So just make sure that you've got your hose, then you've got what we call a water regulator, and then you've got it hooked up. Just real quick lesson on your valves. So everything that we do on the black side of it is going to be a 3-inch. Everything that we do on the gray side of it is going to be 1.5 inches. Always remember to dump your 3-inch first. So all of your solids and your heavy stuff first, and then wash it away with your gray and your 1.5 inches, and then clean out your hose. You'll be a lot happier doing it in that order. This just gives you a quick peek really behind the scenes that I don't normally do, but since we're going to do a winterization video later, just gives you an idea of the backside. Gives you an idea that if you do want to winterize, we do provide a hose that you can put that right into the gallon of antifreeze, turn on your water pump, run that all the way through until you see the antifreeze. Take a cup of antifreeze to every P-trap plus your toilet, and pour that down. If you don't want to do it that way, you can actually come over to your city water connection here with an air compressor, and you can just blow your lines and everything out. But again, if we move that back over, awesome storage all the way through. Still have your magnet so that you're not fighting with that 20-pound LP bottle. And then I'm going to backtrack a little bit that I should have mentioned on the inside, but since we're on the outside, we use cable slides at Boost. So what's the beauty of having cable slides is one, they're very easily maintained. And if for some reason that you would ever have a failure on any of these cable slides, it actually comes with a tool that you can put into a cordless drill, go right up to the very top of the motor, run your drill, and it actually runs the rooms in and out for you. But I hope that you enjoyed all these great features, both on the inside and the outside of the 32XLRXF16. And from XLR Boost, Kelly Green, product manager, I want to thank you for spending time today. And for more product features on our family of products, please come visit us at www.forestriverinc.com/XLR.